What's up guys? Today I'm going to be introducing you to a new hunt that I'm doing right now. I can auto it 100% but it's a very slow run because I just want it to be very safe and reliable. So this hunt, I think the boss looks like N, so I can't pronounce it properly. It's Azimanak hunt, but never mind, we'll just call it A13. So basically for this A13, I'll just show you my team. You can take a look. It's a very low CP team. I just want to make sure that it runs smoothly. So basically if you have this setup, you'll be good to go already. I'll just show you my team composition. Alright, so basically as you can see, right, I'm using champion Zerato, Lilias Montmorancy and Tamarinne. So I'll just go through Tamarinne stats first. Alright, so for Tamarinne, I made her go a little bit fast. She's about 192 speed with 16,000 health and 1,300 over defense. Is good enough to survive. What is important is I think you need this artifact, the Wondrous Potion Veil. If possible, you all should max it out because once it's maxed out, it will be 100% chance to dispel one debuff from an ally at the beginning of every turn. So it's very important. And then other than that, I'm using a speed and health set with, okay, you can see I'm using speed boots plus 35 speed boots, and then I'm using speed ring with 60% health as the main stat. As usual, if you see my other video, the Wyvern 13 run, I always prioritize all the substats to be speed, defense and health for my healers and tanks. Okay, so you can see my necklace also. My necklace is a speed necklace with main stat being health 60%, and then after that I'm looking for speed, defense. Ideally I want health, but unfortunately this necklace didn't roll that well, but it's good enough. And then for the rest, you can see I'm trying to go for health, effect resistance. I prefer defense, but yeah. So and speed. So if let's say most of your healers have speed, defense and health, it'll be good enough. Okay, then I'll just show you my other character. Alright guys, so for the other healer, I use two healers for this lineup. So the other healer will be Angelic Montmorancy. Just show you her stats. Okay, so basically she's also running a similar setup to Tamarinne, just that she's a little bit slower but with more health so that she can survive, and her job is only to dispel. Basically Tamarinne's job and Angelic Montmorancy's job, their job is only to dispel so that and heal. Okay, so basically it's same stats, and then for the artifact, I'm also using Wondrous Potion Veil. This one is a plus 18. I hope to be able to make it a plus 30 soon, but currently it's a plus 80. So it's a 80% chance to dispel one debuff from an ally every turn. So basically I have a lot of dispellers in my team. So this healer is also to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Okay, then I'll now show you my Lilias build. Alright, so for Lilias, right, why do I use her? Basically, she can dispel on her third skill. So her third skill, right, can dispel, also increasing our combat, decreasing enemies' combat readiness, so that their turn will go later. And another thing is they damage everything. So basically, her third skill hits the boss and also the two adds. At the same time, right, also dispels all debuffs from all allies, which means my team will be debuffed. So basically the boss cannot apply much bleeding effects on my team because of so many dispellers. I have Tamarinne, I have Montmorancy for dispel, and I'm using this as an insurance. That means basically she's also down there just for dispels, and also of course to tank. So how does she tank? I'll just show you her stats. She has 20,000 HP, defense being about 1002, but her speed is very fast. So basically, why do I want her to be fast? She's 205 speed. So basically, why we want her to be fast is because of her first skill. Her first skill can trigger a dual attack from a random ally. Of course, if let's say a dual attack with is RNG, so basically she'll sometimes be, dual attack with a healer. Of course, ideally that's not the best. You want champion Zerato to deal the dual attack, but due to the RNG and because she has high speed, I put 200 over speed on her, she'll be able to deal the dual attack with a high chance of champion Zerato doing the dual attack. And champion Zerato's dual with champion Zerato's dual attack, you'll be able to remove another buff of the boss because my champion Zerato uses Layla Violin. I'll show you the stats later. Okay, so basically how do you build my tank to be tanky, right? I go for speed boots as usual, and then I go speed boots with 40 speed. Then after that you can see that I have health, defense, and then after that you look at my ring is the same thing. I try to go for health as the main stat. Then of course if you have a health ring with a percentage one will be better, but right now my health for this ring it adds another 364. And then for the necklace you can see I'm also using health as the main stat, then I have a speed as a substat and defense. So basically this is quite a tanky Lilias. As you can see, most of the stats I prioritize being speed, defense, and health. Okay, so if you can get this kind of gear, it's very easy to obtain because these are all from Wyvern 13 and from Wyvern 11. If let's say you can farm, you will be able to get speed gear with health substats and so on, so you'll be able to build tanks easily. Alright, so now I'll just show you my build for Champion Zerato. Alright, so for Champion Zerato, okay, I'll just explain why he's good for the run. Basically, whatever the boss does, that means the boss inflicts bleeding effects and so on Champion Zerato, he'll be able to reflect the bleeding effect through his passive. Okay, so basically, right, whenever he reflects any debuff on him, he'll dispel the debuffs of him instantly and reflect all these debuffs onto the boss. So he's very useful because of that. So for Champion Zerato, I prioritize maxing all his skills. As you can see, everything is maxed out. Everything is maxed out. Okay, and it's very useful if let's say you can triple S him. If you can triple S him, he adds another 8.4% attack to your team. But that doesn't matter, you just need him. Okay, so basically the stats you should try to aim for is at least 85% crit chance. Hopefully the higher critical hit damage as possible if you can get, but it really doesn't matter. You need your crit chance up so that you can just crit and so on, and then try to get your attack up as much as possible. So in this case my attack is 4124, which is okay. I hope to get 5000 attack, but right now I do not have the gear for that. So basically 4000 attack, I'm hoping for 5000, but 4000 will do. Okay, so basically the set that I'm using is lifesteal set with critical. Okay, so basically you want lifesteal is because whenever he counter attacks, he'll be able to leech life back for himself, at the same time applying bleed effects on the boss, which is very important. So when you can do that, right, it doesn't matter about his speed. You can see my speed is only 124. He's slow as fuck. He's very slow, but it really doesn't matter because whenever the boss hits him, he'll just counter, because the boss is likely to inflict debuffs on him, and then he'll just counter. So it doesn't really matter his speed because he'll just be able to reflect, and then when it's his turn, he'll do damage also. And together with Lilias dual attack on his first skill, the Champion Zerato, if let's say the dual attack activates, he'll be able to go also. So the very important thing for him, right, Champion Zerato, is his artifact. So you can get this artifact, Layla Violin. Basically, this artifact has an 80% chance to dispel one buff from the enemy after attacking. So on every turn. so it's an 80% chance to dispel a buff from the enemy, which is very important because later you can see in a fight with the boss, basically the boss will have some buffs. He'll go berserk, so you wouldn't want him to go berserk. You need to dispel it. So the more dispeller you have, the better your run. Okay, so basically my stats, I will just show you. My boots is plus 60% attack. Okay, so I did not go speed in this case. I went full damage. So 60% attack with critical hit chance and critical hit damage. Same with my ring, going for main stat attack percentage, critical hit chance. Hopefully you have some effectiveness. If you do not, it doesn't matter. Okay, then also the same with my necklace, also going for attack percentage and a little bit of speed will do, but more importantly critical hit chance. Okay, so most of my gear has critical hit chance and attack, so that you can get your attack to be 4000. Like you can see here, my attack is 12% for my helm, and then critical hit damage 15%, and my critical hit chance 4%. My weapon is the same thing. I go for attack, speed, and critical hit, and of course hopefully it's a level 85 and above weapon, so that you can have the max attack potential. Okay, so basically now that I explained how my team works, I'll go through the run with you guys so you can see how the team works for the run. It's an auto run, so it's a very long fight. It's because I can show you my team again. You look at this team, it's 299 CP. It's a horrible team. Okay, basically I'm using 2 healers, a tank, and champion Zerato. So basically I have no DPS. I'm just making sure that this is a 100% run, which means when you auto, definitely with these stats you'll be able to do A13 with totally no problems. Okay, so now I'll just show you the run. Okay guys, so this is the run. I'll just click on auto. Okay, so I'll just start it and then you can take a look. Okay, this is likely going to be a 8 to 9 minute run. Okay, but basically what you can do is since you all have pads and so on, you can just make a pad, and then after that you set the auto run to about 20 runs, so that you'll just auto 20 times. You can go to bed or whatever, you just set this to auto. Basically when you wake up, you'll be able to collect the loot from the boss, and that's all. So basically you can see champion Zerato just reflects everything, and then he does quite a lot of damage actually. So because of the 4000 attack, so he does quite a lot of damage. He's putting a lot of debuffs back on the mobs. As you can see, all these monsters, they are not going to be able to put any debuffs on champion Zerato. He reflects all of the debuffs back. That's why you can see that all these mobs, he will just counter attack. So he does not need speed at all. This is why champion Zerato does not need speed. You just need your health set, the lifesteal set, and the critical hit set. Okay, so you can see the Lilias doing the dual attack this time, and unfortunately she did not use champion Zerato this time. Yeah, but basically champion Zerato will just keep countering, and the good part about champion Zerato is that he does a lot of AoE attacks. All his attacks are actually AoE. So basically he's ideal because you can see that the boss has actually 2 ads. These 2 ads has to be killed before the boss actually takes a lot of damage. So ideally, of course, if you can, you try to strip the boss. You can see that the boss has 3 buffs right now. Okay, so we are trying to strip it off him. So you see, champion Zerato is removing the buffs of the boss together with Tamarinne. Tamarinne's skill during her ulti removes basically any buffs that the boss has. So we are removing basically the boss buffs, so the boss will hit us for very little damage. As you can see, we are very comfortable. at no time our team is going to drop below half-life. Even if below half-life is no problem, we can heal back. You can see Montmorancy will be able to heal, Tamarinne will be able to heal. We have no issue at all. Okay, so this is meant to be a very slow run, low CP team, so that everybody can be able to play it. You can mix and match some of the team setup, but basically if you go with this kind of setup, you'll be able to clear the boss. So you can see it's actually very safe. Champion Zerato will just strip the boss on every turn, hopefully. Yeah, you can see it's stripped again. Unfortunately, sometimes, right, when we inflict 3 debuffs on the boss will self-dispel himself. So we are sometimes it will happen. That's why this one is so slow. Yeah, but basically at no time will your team be in danger of not being able to clear. So that's the objective of this guide. Okay, so I like Tamarinne a lot. You can see Tamarinne is really very imbalanced. She's a very strong healer for Epic 7. I think she's one of the strongest PvE healers. She's not that good for PvP, but she's very good for PvE. If let's say you have Tamarinne, I strongly recommend you actually leveling up Tamarinne, because her being 6-star, she's one of the better healers out there. I only use Angelica, Tamarinne, Montmorancy, I think, as my 3 healers. Yeah, the other healers are all, like, let's say you have Destina and all this, you hardly will use Destina, I feel, because based on content, water element and fire element healers are better for the current content. Yeah, so basically you can see my team is still at full health at almost all times. Even if I drop to be a little bit of health, Champion Zerato will reflect the debuffs, and then he also kill all the mobs. So you can see that the boss hardly has any buffs on him, right? It's like I said, we do not want the boss to have any buffs. Like right now he has a critical buff, he has the berserk buff. We want to remove it, because once he has all these buffs, you're going to take a hell lot of damage, and when you take a lot of damage, you are going to fail the run. Okay, so basically Tamarinne can strip. If you have Aishira, you can use Aishira. Aishira is pretty good. She can also strip the boss and make the boss unable to be buffed. Okay, so every time Tamarinne transforms, you can see that she'll top up the whole team, right? So basically once she's topped up, there'll be no problems, right? So and on this skill that she uses, she strips the boss. So basically stripping the boss this way will be pretty good. Yeah. Okay, I'll just leave it for you guys to just take a look at it. And then basically Montmorancy, you can see she's just there for the spells. She's actually not much use. But some of you will be thinking, why I use 2 healers, right? Because I have actually experimented putting another DPS in place of Montmorancy, but it results in a very like a 60% win rate kind of run. So I was not comfortable with it, because you know sometimes when you do auto runs, you want to sleep, right? You sleep already, you wake up, you collect all your loot. But if you go with a DPSer and the run is not stable, you'll be collecting less loot overall. After all, most of the time when you do hunts, you're not actually looking at the run. So basically my rationale is that we want to be as safe as possible. So I actually use Bellona sometimes if I want the run to be faster, so you can replace Montmorancy with Bellona. But if let's say you're going to bait and then you want 100% insurance kind of run where there's totally no issues at all, then you should consider this run, because this is 100%. I have tested, I think this about 50 runs already, and in 50 runs I've never even failed once, and this is with a 290 CP team, 290k CP team. So if let's say you have better gear and you'll be able to do let's say 300 over k CP, you'll easily clear this run with this kind of team. Okay, you can replace Lilias with Fallen Cecilia. Fallen Cecilia I tested out, she provides a lot of barrier. Her third skill basically negates a lot of damage, and then but basically any tank will do also lah. You can also use Falconer Chloe. Falconer Chloe is pretty good also. So basically you can replace the Lilias with another tank, but I prefer Lilias because Lilias on her third skill, she will be able to dispel all debuffs, which is a very useful skill. Okay, and also Lilias, the first skill, why I like it a lot is because she triggers a dual attack. Hopefully I can show you. Okay, we'll just wait for Lilias' turn, and then if let's say she does the dual attack, hopefully the dual attack is with Champion Zerato, then you can see that no, in this case the dual attack is with Tamarinne, but it is fine. You see, basically the dual attack is always more DPS. Whenever she does a dual attack means that one of your teammates is going to attack the boss also, and it's very good. So now you can see the boss has totally no buffs. All the time he has no buffs on him, so that's why he's not really hurting my team at all. And you can see that my team hardly is being debuffed also, right? You can see my team has no debuffs on me, and then we are purging off all the spells of the boss as soon as possible most of the time. So it's already coming to the end of the boss, and you can see my team is still very safe, right? The run is very safe. You're not going to go wrong with this run, because what this boss does, right, when he falls below 30% of his life, he's going to cause your healers to heal less. So this is also the reason why I bring 2 healers, so that we can last and we can outlast this boss. You see my team is always above half-life, right? Yeah, so the objective of this guide is to be able to outlast this boss and do it 100%. Yeah, so with this team you'll be able to do 100%. Yeah, so I hope I explained quite clearly with my run how you are going to do A13. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this boss, and I hate this boss actually. Okay, so some of you will be wondering why I do this run. This run provides immunity gear. Okay, it's something that is pretty good for arena if you like to do PvP. So this is why we do A13 runs for level 85 gear, at the same time for the immunity gear, and also you can reforge because you have materials to be able to reforge, and you can reforge your gear to level 90. This is why we do A13 runs also. Okay, so your priority should be of course Wyvern 13 first, then after that you can follow this guide to be able to get your immunity gear also. So I hope this helps you. Do share and subscribe and like also if you like my video, and then I'll share with you my next video. I'll be doing another video soon. See you and take care.